This is the Chrissy Swan Show.
You are listening to me, and I sound happy because I have just received a delivery. Now, Jack, you are going to love this story so much. Let me sniff it. Oh my God, it smells like fresh baked goods. Let me take you through how I have come to accept this delivery.
Tell me.
A follower called Bonnie slid into my DMs yesterday, right? Yesterday, saying, have you ever had a hot cross bun from the Birchip Bakery? Now, Birchip is a tiny town, 4 hours drive from here, where I am.
Okay.
Of course, I've never been there. Anyway, she said they are the best. It's a local run family, whatever. I mean, I'm mad for hot cross buns.
Yeah.
So, of course, I took this information and I then slid into the DMs of Sharp's Bakery. And I said, I've heard you've got the best hot cross buns and I'm a connoisseur. Do you express post? They said, yes, we do. Actually, they said, no, we don't. But for you, we'll make an exception.
So some country little town has sent you this full box.
They've just arrived. Freshly baked hot cross buns. I am salivating. God, I love this time of year.
I can't believe we're only like 9 days, 10 days away from Easter.
I know, and they're still fresh, and they've been baked in this foil tray.
There's some juicy buns, hon.
And look at the fruit in it. All right, Birchip, Sharp's Bakery. Oh, my God, fruity.
Oh, I can smell them from here. Yum.
Oh, my God. Oh, they're so good, but in fairness, what hot cross bun is not good?
Exactly right, Swanee. Yum.
Wow, it's a miracle.
Get into them in the song. Coming up in the next hour, we're going to play our final round of Let's Go Shopping, and we will be finding out which Priceline store we will be visiting over this fine nation.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
I've got to talk about a YouTube video that got sent to me because my favourite shop is the Australia Post shop.
You're mad for it.
And the placement of the products is genius because you will notice the design of the store is whenever you're in a queue to see somebody at the Australia Post shop, you look to the left, you look to the right, and you are presented with a selection of the most unusual, wacky, must-have items.
You really are. It's quite incredible what they can fit into such a small store.
I just love it. It's like they've tapped into my head and designed things that I never knew I needed, you know?
I remember last week you walked into work after being to Ozpost with was it a book or a diary of some sort?
Yes, it was a diary.
A diary.
Yeah, it had Dumbo on it.
That you will never use.
Just had to have it. But this is the YouTube video that was put together that made me feel seen.
Hey, I'm just here to send this off.
Oh, yep, no worries. We'll take care of that.
Hey, I'm just wondering, do you guys sell stationery here?
Yeah, we do.
Also, I'm just wondering, do you guys have a semi-random assortment of books?
Yeah, yes, we do. Yeah, and there's like no rhyme or reason to them.
What about vacuum cleaners?
Yeah, we have about 3 vacuum cleaners, actually. Yeah, and they're just on the wall.
Do you sell Sims 4?
We do.
Yes!
We do stock Sims 4.
I love Sims 4.
Australia Post.
I was actually wondering, do you sell little plastic tractors?
Oh, plastic tractors, mate. Look around. They're everywhere. That's actually our bread and butter.
That is actually our bread and butter is my favourite
Those guys
comment.
are great.
I was recently in the Australia Post shop because I've got a PO box, so I have to go in all the time to check it. Yeah, I know.
That's why.
It's heaven. And here are a few things that I saw.
Run me through it, Swanee.
Oh, right, yes. The pet fur trimmer, $29.99 on clearance. I did not buy it, but I could use that absolutely, and it would save me a fortune in groomers'
dog
fees.
grooming, yes.
I mean, look, Murphy may not look as handsome as he normally does, but who cares?
No, but Murphy's a bougie dog. Murphy must always look handsome.
He must, and he does, frankly. What about this? The car wash cannon. It turns your hose into a proper...
Still talking about the car wash?
like a proper hardcore
Right.
cannon.
Yeah. I love a hardcore cannon.
Speaking of stuff that is unusually named, like the cannon.
Yeah.
What about this? The hand relief.
Hello. I was posed onto something here.
You know, my wrists are very sore and there is a product called hand relief.
You must purchase it.
And look, here, it's got copper in it. I would absolutely buy that. It's like it was... all of these are right up my alley. There's a hair nose trimmer. Peg is on at me all the time. I could buy that, $19.99.
I feel like the retail, like head of retail, is listening to this show and listening to what you need and require.
I agree. And look at this product here. You can see it in the top left. I took a photo of it. It's called the Scrubtastic Max. I bought that. It was $49.95. it's rechargeable and you use it in your shower to get rid of soap scum.
Oh, I want that.
It's like a drill, but with a brush on the end. I mean,
fantastic invention.
I also wanted to let you in on a secret. I am watching something.
Yeah.
So, on eBay, if you like something, you can watch it
that's
and then
right.
see what happens.
You're watching something at Ozpost.
Can you see this? There is one product here. It is a Tupperware bread keeper.
Right.
It is $49.99. And I've spoken to Susan behind the desk and I said, listen, I really want that, but I can't spend $50 on it. And we have set something up where she said if it's ever reduced, she will go out from behind the desk and put it in my P.O. box.
On you, Susan.
And send me an email that it's ready to collect.
What a legend.
What a shop.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Hey, Priceline Sister Club members. Don't forget, when you shop at Priceline, there is more to love as a Sister Club member. Every point gets you closer to a $5 reward. Scan your card in store or log in online and start shopping.
Head in store or online at priceline.com.au.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
It gives me great pleasure to welcome the warmest, most gorgeous woman that I have seen over the last few years on television, the gorgeous Jodie Rogers. Now, people may not know your name, but they definitely know your spirit from Love on the Spectrum. You are the woman that arrives on the scene and irons out all the misgivings and worries that the people that star on the show have about meeting a new love.
Yes, that is my job. The ironer outerer.
Well, I watch Married at First Sight occasionally, and I wait for the episodes where the experts get to weigh in on the relationships, and it's the same with Love on the Spectrum. I wait for the episode where you arrive into the kitchen of the person and sort them out. What are some of the most unusual things you've had to iron out in that way?
Do you know, the first one I think belongs to everybody is the anxiety that comes with first-time dating.
Yeah.
Because it's the overthinking.
Yes.
And part of an autistic neurology is to kind of have this perseverated, ruminating thought. So you can imagine you're about to go out on your first date.
Yeah.
And then it's just doo-dong, doo-dong,
Yes.
doo-dong. And this so much nervousness and social anxiety that some people can't even get out their front door.
Even hearing you talk in this way,
Yeah.
and this is the big takeaway that me and my kids got from Love on the Spectrum, and we've watched, but I think there's 2 series. We've watched all of them anyway, and the international ones, is that we are not autistic in my house, but everybody shares those feelings. Everybody.
Do you know, Chrissy, I think that's why the show was so successful. I've even got friends that said they didn't even know they were watching a show about autistic people. When they first saw, Love on the Spectrum, they didn't really understand the spectrum part. So they just started watching a show thinking it was going to be about love and dating. And they just were saying to me, this is so highly relatable. But then we were watching autistic people who are so just authentically themselves and
Yes.
so blunt. The part...
It's actually so inspiring.
It's really inspiring. I mean, how many people on maths
Yes.
do we see plucking out their monobrow before they go on a date? That is the thing that I think everybody loved because it was about the parts of us.
Yeah.
Neurotypical people that we hide,
Yeah.
but lots of autistic people just go, this is who I am, and this
The
is what it's all about.
authenticity is
very,
the
very
takeaway.
authentic. Yeah, very.
And
authentic.
also, I think there's a lot of fear around stuff that we don't know about as well as we should. And the show and you really did an amazing job in normalising neurodiversity. Your book is called Unique, and it says what autism can teach us about difference, connection and belonging. And I think these 3 words are really, really interesting because when I didn't know too much about autism, those are the words that kind of come to mind as what is impossible for an autistic person: connection and belonging. What is your take on that?
This book, I always talk about it as being an upside down book.
Yeah.
So rather than it being a book about autism, it's actually a book about what 30 odd years of hanging out with autistic people have taught me
Yeah.
about my relationships with everybody. And even this interaction with the two of you, like the two of you may not know, but or your mannerisms and your facial expressions and the way that you use your voices and how we can create a connection very, very quickly with each other. So the book really is saying, just have a look at everybody.
As someone that is, say, neurotypical, are there any tips or tools you would give or recommend on engaging with neurodivergent people?
I think the thing that most of us should do as neurotypical people is just remember that that person might be autistic, but they're also an individual. So meet each person as themselves. And the other thing that I always think is if you don't understand, rather than judging, be really curious about it. So if you meet an autistic person and then they've got what we call flat affect, so you're thinking, what is this person expressing here?
Yes.
Just ask.
Okay.
Because autistic people will support all the rest of us to understand if we are more curious and less judgmental. So that would probably be the best thing. Or the other thing I think is explain yourself. So the other thing I've always realised is, say, my facial expression might be expressing something to neurotypical people, but if I see an autistic person just a bit perplexed in what I'm doing, I tell them what I am thinking and what I am feeling.
And so what would that sound like? For people listening, what would it actually
I would
sound
say,
like?
at the moment, you might not be able to tell, but I am really excited and really enthusiastic about being here.
Yeah.
Basically.
It's so interesting.
It is.
This book is fantastic and it is called Unique. It's by Jodie Rogers. Get it. You are also a sexologist and
one of our favourite topics.
I have never met one IRL and I don't know what you do. Would you stick around to talk about that part of your expertise?
Yeah, sure.
Fantastic.
The Chrissy Swan Show. The Chrissy Swan Show.
We're still here with the great Jodie Rogers, who you would have fallen in love with as a sort of lifestyle romance coach on Love on the Spectrum. Everybody loves you, Jodie. But I was interested when I was reading your book that you're listed as a sexologist, as another one of your fields of expertise.
Listed's good because I did a master's degree in it. So I don't go to uni and study sex.
Does that mean that you're really good in the sack?
I think it's like when you say, does a chef cook at home? I think that if you're a sexologist...
Well, no, a chef would cook at home, but it's sort of, simple.
It's more intimate.
So what does a sexologist do and how can they help people?
So if you think about sexuality, usually people go straight to just the act.
Yes.
And we're very heterosexist, actually, because we always just think about the heterosexual act of penetration and reproduction.
Yeah.
But sexuality is a complete expression of ourselves. So it's our sensuality, that's my favourite part. Our sensuality, our body image, our self-esteem, how we communicate that, then all of our sexual behaviour. But, our gender identity, it's huge. It's every part of us.
And when you say sensuality is your favourite element of sexology, talk to us about what that is, because to me, what is sensuality?
So for me, if you think about sensuality, the word, it comes from the word senses.
Yeah.
So it's really about how do we use all of our senses, and not just the 5 that we all kind of talk about, but also we've got these internal senses. How do we use these senses to be in our best moments, because that's where sexy comes from.
Yeah,
when you're feeling really, really sexy,
it
is because you're feeling really sensual. So you can feel, if you fill yourself up, it's not about another person.
No.
Definitely other people enhance this, but if you're feeling that within yourself, then it kind of oozes out of you with this incredible confidence. And so you're already there. Before anything else.
Never
has to
thought
take
about
place.
it like that.
What would you say to a woman who is dead inside?
I'd say go back to all the things that make you feel really, really good. So what is what is the smells you really like? What is the things you like to taste? What do you like to hear? What's your favourite time of day? What do you like to touch? What do you like to...
I do all that and I'm still dead inside.
Chrissy, you and I need to have a one-on-one
Yeah.
conversation together.
You need to go into the practice.
I just feel like I've got no interest in that part of life
But
anymore.
remember, our sexuality is lifelong and it ebbs and flows. So you're going to have moments where you're feeling really, really sensual and, wanting to feel the act of sex or wanting to feel sexual. There's other parts of our lives where other things...
How long
are
does
feelings.
that last, that part of
Well,
life?
it's rediscovering. It's got to have motivation to it. You've got to have the motivation to also go, okay, what is this fulfilling for me in this part of my life? I promise you, it is ebb and flow throughout your whole life.
Okay, well, that's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it could come back, Swanee. There's still hope.
It'll come back. If you want it to come
I
back.
don't think I do. Is that bad?
No, not at all. Some people, there's people that are asexual that never have these feelings. There's other people that say, actually, for me, just a cup of tea and a really good book is the fulfilling part of my
That's
life.
me.
A Taylor Swift album.
Can you get late onset asexuality?
Jodie, I also just want to point out when I was researching you, you were profiled by the New York Times, which is
Yes.
extremely sick.
Yes.
What was it like being profiled by them? That's amazing.
I think I talked the ear off the journalist. And I think that she may not have met many Aussies before because
Right.
she kept saying to me, you're so down to earth and you've got so much to say. And I think because almost what Chrissy just did then, she started to ask me questions that went back to herself.
Yeah.
So it ended up being almost a conversation between the two of
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
And I forgot that I was actually talking to someone.
Oh, amazing.
In terms of Australians, you are right up
Yeah,
there.
you are.
Like, yes.
The best.
Yes.
I am.
the
Jodie's
best.
book, Unique, is available in all good bookstores and online now. Thank you so much for coming in and joining us.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Time to put the last person in my shopping spree.
Love paying less with lower prices at Priceline Pharmacy.
Chrissy Swans.
Let's go shopping! All week we've been trawling through the thousands of entries from you on the Nova Player app to come shopping with me at Priceline. I can just see it now. You, me, a pink basket, and the greediest hands in the world.
You've got 3 customers so far with you, Swanee.
Yes.
It's time to welcome our 4th.
Our very last one. It's you, Susie.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's wonderful.
Susie, look how I cannot wait to meet you.
Oh, me too. Oh, heavens. Oh,
Now,
it'll be wonderful.
You know that I am the goddess of Priceline. There is nothing about
I
a product
know.
there that I do not know.
I know. That's why when I saw the competition, I thought, I've got to enter this. You'll know how to get me wedding gifts.
Wedding gifts. Have we got a very special occasion coming up, Suze?
Yes. It's my son, get this right. This is my nephew's getting married in Toowoomba.
Oh, in Toowoomba.
In May, and yes, and I always worn makeup,
Yes.
but I'd love you to show me the colours which will fit my skin perfectly because I'd like to make it feel special too. You know what
Susie,
I mean?
I know
I love you,
exactly
Susie.
where we're going to go first. I'm going to make you the darling of Darling Downs, Susie, for this wedding. Don't you worry.
Oh, how lovely!
Now, here's the thing. You are the penultimate piece in this puzzle. There is still one more question that we have, which is, where are we going? There's so many Priceline stores in Australia.
Yeah.
All of them will do the trick.
Right.
But we don't know which one we're going to tomorrow, Susie.
Oh, right.
And we're literally getting on a plane. We know that we have to get on a plane. That's all we know.
That's all we know.
To go somewhere because we're in Melbourne and we've just brought in our producer Tom because he's obviously had to organise the flights and a comm and everything.
He's
Chrissy.
the only person that knows where we are going.
Alrighty, Tom.
I've got everything crossed for a certain location.
Okay, don't say it
I'm
because
not going
we don't
to.
want to offend anyone. But I'm gonna. Oh, Tom's got an envelope.
I've got an envelope here, ready to go.
Alrighty, Swanee, I'm gonna do the drum roll, and then Tom
Oh my
is
God,
gonna
I get
hand
to
you the
open
envelope.
it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, okay. Okay, where are we going, Susie and everyone else? Let's go shopping. Oh my God, we're going to Priceline Pharmacy Chermside in Brisbane!
Brisbane!
Yes, love you, God, and Chermside. You're going to lose your mind, Jack. Have you ever been to Chermside?
When I was a kid, I can't remember.
Oh, my Auntie Mary lived right on Chermside, so we used to go there all the time.
How exciting. Now, Tom, we're flying out to Savo. Can you go and get us a dinner reservation somewhere? And Swanee, we're waking up in sunny Brisbane tomorrow.
Oh, my God.
How exciting. We'll see you tomorrow at Priceline Chermside, Susie.
Oh, I can't wait.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Let's go clicking.
Chrissy's clickbait.
Megan Fox has sat down with a super popular podcast called Call Her Daddy.
I love Call Her Daddy.
I haven't listened to it. I should.
They're really great. You know what, though, Swanee? Like most things with you, you just watch the clips.
I do just watch the clips.
That's all you
but
need to watch.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, she sat down and she's an interesting woman, Megan Fox, don't you think?
Very.
We know her because she's currently with Machine Gun Kelly.
Yes.
And she used to be with Brian Austin Green, who I have met on The Masked Singer.
Of course.
He's a lovely guy. He's ex-Beverly Hills 90210.
They were together for quite a while, yeah?
Yeah, they were. They've got like 4 kids together. Anyway, she finally talked about all that business between her and Machine Gun Kelly drinking each other's blood.
Oh, that's right. And then it was in like a necklace or something
Look, I've got some thoughts, but have a listen to what she said.
Even the 80s. How many times did you see like little boys would go out, they would cut their fingers and like be blood brothers, right? And they're like, we're best friends forever now. And they would like smush the blood together on their fingers. It's like that, except instead of rubbing your fingers together, the drop of blood goes in your mouth.
No.
And I don't know why that becomes satanic.
I can tell you why. Taste buds. Your finger doesn't have a taste bud.
But you know what? You know how people sometimes cut their finger and they put it in their mouth? I don't even do that. Like
Absolutely not.
That's a normal thing though. You've seen that.
Yeah, immediately no though. Like
I don't want my own blood in my mouth, let alone someone else's. The thought of it makes me feel sick.
Same. Not good. Not good.
She also confessed that, I love this quote, she fell in love with other people all the time while she was married to Brian Austin Green.
That's great.
How does that happen, that you fall in love with people? I feel like falling in love is a rare thing. Like, it very rarely happens. Not to Megan Fox.
No.
All the time, even when she was with the father of her children.
On her nights out back then, though, she would have just been feeling everything. Do you know what I mean?
That's true. Yes, that's true.
She would have been in a heightened state to be falling in love.
Now, update on Kate Middleton's situation. Still no word from her husband or her father-in-law.
Obviously weren't listening to us yesterday.
Clearly not. But there have now been 3 people that work in that London clinic that have tried to access her details. 3.
Well, let's name them because we've already got Nurse Kathy.
Nurse Kathy. There's also Nurse Bridget.
Great.
And Wallace, the janitor.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, the 3 of them have been working separately.
Well, smart, because Wallace could guard the door and mop while Kathy and Bridget are logging into
the decoy.
Oracle. Yeah.
The decoy.
Love it.
It reminded me, though, we were talking yesterday about the times that you've been caught snooping, and I just don't think it's ever a good idea. And I'm not a natural snooper. I know you are.
Yeah.
But I feel like I couldn't deal with the shame of being found out, so I don't do it.
You just got to not get caught.
Yeah. But a little meme popped up on my Instagram, and I thought that we could role play. This is the downside of snooping, because invariably you lose your mind. So the scenario is that a husband has taken his wife's phone and he is texting numbers in it to find out what is going on with his wife, all right?
Right.
So you can be the green guy. No, you can be the white guy. You can be the person that is being contacted by the snooper, all right? And I'll be the snooper. Careful, my husband is suspecting us.
Suspecting what? Do I even know you?
I'm her husband. You are now off my suspects list.
WTF?
I'm sorry, my husband was using my phone. Luckily, you haven't said anything.
What could I say? I don't even know you.
This is still her husband. I just wanted to confirm.
This is the Chrissy Swan Show.
Rolling into the second hour of the Chrissy Swan Show, and it's been a massive one already.
Huge.
If you're only tuning in now, you've missed gorgeous relationship coach from Love on the Spectrum, Jodie Rogers. Hit us up on our podcast if you want to hear that. She's absolutely gorgeous.
And hey, shout out to all our podcasters, Swanee. There's a lot of them.
There are so many of them.
Hundreds of thousands. Hello.
We love each and every one of you. And here is the big news that you've missed. Me and Jack are going to be at Priceline Chermside in Brisbane tomorrow to take 4 lucky winners on the shopping spree of a lifetime. I am so excited. If you want to pop down and say hello and give me a cuddle, I would bloody love it.
I'm so excited, Swanee. I haven't been to Brizzy for years.
How long has it been?
I reckon probably, since I was 14. So
oh my God, you will love it.
13 years ago, yeah.
It is one of the great cities in the world. Truly, you will love it. And I can't wait to go back. All my family and lots of people I know were there. So I can't wait.
It's my birthplace kind of as well.
It sort of is.
Sort of. Hey,
sort of.
Coming up in the next hour, we're going to play a round of sweeping statements. Next, Chrissy's Quizzy.
The Chrissy Swan Show. The Chrissy Swan Show.
Let's give away a bum bag.
Chrissy's Quizzy.
Yes, I forgot to mention you're listening to the Chrissy Swan Show on Nova. This is the only place where you can win the official Chrissy Swan Show bum bag, Morgan.
Hello, how are you guys?
So
Great.
good, so good. Are you pumped for this chance to add a bum bag?
Yes. Oh, I really want what other people can't have, which is the Chrissy Swan bum bag.
Correct. There is only one though, Kim. Are you going to put up a fight for it?
I'm definitely going to put up a fight because I definitely want that bag.
Good on you, Kimmy. All right, may the best woman win. Your names are your buzzers. It's the best of 5, meaning the first person to get 3 answers correct wins the game and will walk away with the aforementioned bum bag. Question number 1. What is the major sporting event taking place in Yes, Morgan?
It would be the Formula One racing.
It is. It's the Grand Prix.
The Grand Prix.
No,
Question-
I'm doing badly.
Oh, but you did.
Question number 1. Relax.
I'm doing badly. Oh my God, you're like that sad Charlie Brown character. Always look on the bad side. Question number 2. What is the liquor in a Manhattan? What? Kim.
Well, you actually finished it for me, so it was good. I was going to just blow something out of the water, but I'll say whiskey.
It is whiskey.
Oh, cool.
Wow. You know your way around a Manhattan, obviously, Kimmy.
I know my way around all cocktails, I think.
I know my way around them.
Yeah, Kim.
All right,
Are you on
Kimmy.
it now?
Yeah, I'd love one.
Question number 3. Actor Matthew Broderick is celebrating a birthday today. Who is he married to?
Kim.
Yes, Kim?
Oh, the girl from Sex in the City. Oh, no.
My best friend, Sarah Jessica Parker. Yes, you are correct. That's 2 for you.
Was that to Kim? Yes, that was to Kim.
Kim.
So we've got 2 points to Kim, 1 to Morgan. Question number 4.
So, you spoke too soon, Kimmy. You're winning at the moment.
You did.
Yay. I'm not competitive at all.
Question number 4. Stephen Miles is the premier of which... yes, Kim?
Yeah, I got nothing.
Queensland.
Queensland. Correct. You've won. You've won. And you know what? You could have had a gun to my head and I wouldn't have known who Stephen Miles is. What has happened to politics? Utterly forgettable.
No, they're very forgettable, aren't they?
Very, very. Hey, you've got the bum bag though, Kimmy, so good on you.
And you are both in the draw for Nova's first class and 50K.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
And it's time to be deeply unpopular.
Swan's sweeping statements.
Oh, yes. Vent your spleen. What is on your mind that you feel nervous to share? We're talking sweeping statements, of course. 13 24 10. Give us a call now. I've got one and you're going to be horrified.
I love when I'm horrified.
Well, because you know that I love coffee.
Yes, queen of coffee.
And, you know, I've spent a lot of money and invested a lot of time in finding the perfect bean and the perfect machine for my home life, mainly so that I can't leave the house. But you know what I have discovered?
What?
Instant coffee.
Yuck, don't say that.
Instant coffee is actually delicious and a perfectly fine alternative.
Yuck. No, Swanee, it just rips your stomach of everything the minute you drink it and it comes out of you. Like, it's so violent. Instant coffee is violent.
Instant coffee is the best. I love it. Specifically, the up yourself ones, like your Moccona.
Right,
Your Moccona
okay.
espresso in the glass pop top.
What would you say is like kind of lowbrow instant coffee, like the Nescafe blend one? Is that like the lowest
No,
of low?
that's good.
Okay.
I would say, and I don't want to offend anybody, but I would not have the international roast.
The international roast, yeah, that's one.
International
That's the
roast
bogan one.
is one step too far. But when I go to Bali, I pack a bottle of Moccona.
Wow.
Yeah, because the cafes don't open and I want a coffee.
I thought you were better than that.
I'm not. I'm not.
I'm learning.
I am really not. What is your sweeping statement?
My sweeping statement, and I'm worried to say this because I feel like you might think of something that will, like, dismantle it, but anything with the word plaza in it sucks. So, like, for example, any shopping centre that has the word plaza in it sucks.
Really?
Yeah. Like, there's no good plaza.
I'm trying to think of...
Like, Werribee Plaza, gross.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Have you been to Werribee
Nah.
Plaza? I'm trying to think. I'm fairly sure that the Versace Hotel on the Gold Coast involves the word plaza. I know Tom's saying
Say
no,
no.
and he knows.
R.I.P. to the Versace Hotel.
Oh, it's
Tell them to get there.
Palazzo.
Palazzo, yeah.
It's the Palazzo
Oh, that's
Versace.
chic. We love that.
Oh, that's fine. Palazzo, yes. Plaza,
Plaza,
no.
no.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Sweeping statements.
Swan's sweeping statements.
I've already really gone out on a limb, and Jack is repulsed by the fact that I think instant coffee is a perfectly fine beverage.
Here's my thing. I get people love it and have always drunk it, so like that's just what they're used to. But you, being the queen of coffee you are, I feel like you're better than instant coffee, Swanee. You
But
just are.
sometimes it just hits the spot.
But do you find that it rips through your guts?
Nah.
Oh, I feel it's just.
I wish it
really
would.
is violent.
I love a good. I
Me
love a
too.
good cleanse. You know I do. Robin, what is your sweeping statement?
Cabbage. I can't stand cabbage.
Robin, hang on a minute. Did your mum used to make the 70s classic Kisi Ming / chow mein with the...
Yes.
Yum, I used to have that.
That is like,
I
it's
loved
the
that.
best. Beef mince,
Yes.
chicken
I
noodle
know.
soup, lots of cabbage. What? And you wouldn't even eat that?
No.
What about
No,
Chang's
can't
noodle
stand
salad, Robin? Chang's noodle salad.
No, because it's got cabbage in it. I just don't like it.
But
I
what
don't know what it is.
Robin, what about coleslaw?
No.
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 I love it. You are a woman who knows her own mind, and your mind cannot be changed.
Robin, you are in the draw for Nova's First Class and 50k for getting on air with us, and I'm going to give you a Priceline Pharmacy voucher as well.
Wow, he's feeling generous.
Wow, thank you so much.
Good
Our
on you, Robin.
pleasure.
Michelle, what is your sweeping statement?
Hey guys, I can't stand people that choose to drink a glass of plain milk.
Right.
I just think it's gross. Just plain milk, not for me.
And what about the fact that if you are the sort of person that drinks plain milk, I'm not. I don't think it's gross. I've got no opinion about it. But have you noticed that the sort of person that drinks plain milk very rarely pours it into a glass? They drink it straight from the carton.
Yeah,
that
that's
makes
not
it
it.
100 times worse.
100 times worse.
Hey, Michelle, I don't know why this has just come to me, but over our summer break, you sent me a meme about people who drink plain milk being serial killers, and we were going to talk
Yes.
about it.
Yes,
And we
that's
never
right,
did.
Michelle. Did you know that that's the theory?
I didn't, but it would explain.
It
things that we-
checks out. It checks out for you.
You're in the draw for Nova's First Class and 50k, Michelle, and we're also going to give you a Priceline Pharmacy voucher.
Now, Jamie, this is frankly un-Australian. What is your sweeping statement?
Hey guys, mine is I hate beach holidays.
This is big. This is big, Jamie.
What about them do you hate?
I think there's so many things I hate, but I think the main one would be sand. Just sand in general.
Look, it does complicate things, and it's an absolute nightmare for chafe. I get it, Jamie.
That's it. It's either freezing cold and wet, or it's on fire, or you go to the beach once and then you bring home sand for the next 6 years. You just can't get rid of it. It's like nature's glitter. It's everywhere.
Nature's glitter!
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Let's go clicking.
Chrissy's clickbait.
Kim Kardashian is an actor, a proper actor now, and she is in American Horror Story, Delicate Part 2. And some footage has come out today, a little trailer, a sneak peek of her macking on with another lady.
She's like a full-blown Thespo actor now.
Full-blown Thespo. Is that what you're saying, a Thespo? Yeah. Anyway, she looks great in it. I'm sure she's fantastic. She has been taking acting classes as well.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
So it's not just like she's turning up and, you know, having a crack and embarrassing herself and others.
And on the Kardashians, the last season, I think you saw the behind the scenes of her shooting the first part of this American Horror Story.
Yeah.
So the fact they brought her back for part 2 must have meant she was all right.
Yeah, and she said,
watched
look, you know, it is difficult to be an actor, but I like to push myself to my limits, which I think is nice.
Hey, she looks like she'd be a good kisser. Like, looking at her leaning into Emma there, like those lips, they're lush.
It does look like a very good kiss, and she's got those big luscious lips. Have you heard of the Broadway actress Patti LuPone?
Yeah, Andy Cohen. No, Gary Giannetti introduced me to Patti LuPone.
Right,
yeah.
okay, so Patti LuPone is like, you know, she's won a Tony Award for her role in Evita, and she's like an old school Broadway dame. Anyway, I think she was on Andy Cohen's show.
Right.
Is that What Happens Live? Is that what
Watch
it is?
What Happens
Watch
Live.
What Happens Live. Anyway, she was like sort of throwing a bit of shade on Kim Kardashian about, you know, like she's as if she was taking jobs from real actors.
Right.
And it reminded me of the time that Denise Drysdale got very mad at me for having the audacity to be nominated for a Gold Logie. So I just think you've got to be generous in this life, you know.
Don't worry, she's about to eat cockroach and anus and stuff in the jungle. So
I really think she is in the jungle on Sunday. All right, last story for the day is
Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore. How could I forget? All
Your
right,
queen.
so she has posted, you know, I love Drew Barrymore. She is absolutely one of my queens. And I relate to her so deeply because it looks like she goes to work and then she goes home and takes her bra off and drinks tea and cooks eggs, which is exactly what I do if I'm not at work. So she has posted a video to TikTok. It is TikTok,
It's
isn't
TikTok,
it? Yeah, it's TikTok. Of her just mooching around her house with the following voiceover.
I like staying in. I know everyone thinks it's boring, but it's really
It's not. It's the least boring
It's
thing.
the least boring thing.
I am
I
a
love
really
it.
happy little hermit.
Me too.
I love,
Me too.
I love being at home. I never want to go anywhere.
Oh, amen. To that, she has put footage of her frying an egg, trying on clothes in her wardrobe, eating dinner alone at the table. I mean, it's a dream come true.
She's very you, Drew.
I
She
should do
is.
that. I should do one
Yes.
of what I do at home.
To that audio. I actually know who that voice is.
Who is it?
It's Michelle Keegan, who played Maya on Fool Me Once, that Netflix series.
Oh my God.
Lily, you got to go to your dad's.
Yes, that's right. Did you like Fool Me Once?
Loved it.
Yeah, I did too.
It was a really good series.
All right, we are out of here. But the big news out of today was that we love you, Brisbane, and we are going to be at Priceline Chermside tomorrow morning on the shopping spree of a lifetime with 4 beautiful The Chrissy Swan Show listeners. We cannot wait.
Got to run to the airport, Swanee, and get to Brizzy.
I'm so excited.
Same.
Now check this out. The Chrissy Swan Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.